Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Hi-ho, it's off to podcasting we go. Welcome to episode 49 of the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
We're coming up on the 1 year review, the 1 year anniversary.
We're coming up on our 50th show, which will be some kind of extravaganza.
Let's be honest, it's going to be a review of Logan.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can get some special hats, perhaps.
We're not.
Well, why not? We can go to iParty or some sort of party outlet store and get a couple of fancy hats.
You're wearing a...
I was a little more concerned that I came in the door and you started throwing beads at me, though. It is Mardi Gras, I get that, but that's kind of just off-putting. Do you do that to everyone who walks to the door of your home? Oh, wait a minute. I'm usually the only one who does walk through the door of your home.
You got a thing? How's your week?
Good. Back to work after vacation. Spent a lot of time at the Civic Center.
Bitch, you get vacations.
That's true.
6 days a week.
Well, this is a life choice you made.
But I enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're getting like kind of a mini vacation this weekend. You're going away to a con.
It's not a vacation. That's a working weekend.
Yeah, but you go to a con. You're not like
the opposite of work.
You're not in a shop all. You're not in the shop all weekend. You at least get to go, and Adam West will be there. What con are you going to?
This weekend I'll be at Northeast Comic Con.
Where is that?
That'll be in Hanover, Mass.
Oh, there you go. See, you get to go to the Bay State.
But the problem with working shows, like shows are always great financially. I love working shows.
Yeah.
But the problem with them is when there's downtime at the show, you're just stuck like looking at the wall. Like if there's downtime at the shop, I got 15 things I could be doing.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up, get ahead of something, whatever. Like I got work I could do. If there's downtime at a show, you're just like, that's an interesting cement wall across from me.
You couldn't like take turns like watching the table, you and your table watching friend.
You gotta have a booth buddy.
You gotta have your booth buddy. But you couldn't like take turns
to
go
around. You gotta pee at some point.
I get that, but I mean, you couldn't take turns to like go around and see some of the exhibits at other tables and stuff.
When I'm there to work.
You should see. This is my prescription for you, Dr. Jared is in the house this weekend when you're in Hanover. Well, two things. One, if you come back with no less than 2 cases of Yingling, one for each of us, I'll be disappointed.
I'm in Massachusetts.
They sell it in Massachusetts. Yes, yeah. So there's item number 1 on your checklist.
I lived in Massachusetts. I don't remember that.
Well, no, it's because when you lived in Massachusetts, it wasn't sold in Massachusetts. It's a recent thing, yes. And then item number 2, you and your booth buddy need to take turns going around and seeing things. Get up, move around, network. Don't just sit at your table the whole time.
Yeah, the big draw for this week is Adam West and Burt Ward. Together yet again.
Holy Comic-Con, Batman!
That was a terrible Burt Ward.
Well, I wasn't really trying to be Burt Ward necessarily. I was just using the line drop.
But yeah, this weekend I'll be at Northeast Comic Con. Hopefully it'll be good. They got a few celebrities there. And me, the biggest celebrity.
I'm not going to be there, however, so really go to see Zach, but you're really wasting your time.
You should. You should work a show with me. See how the business is done.
You know, I would, if you had invited me, I would have gone to the Bangor Con. You would have made me pay to get in now.
That's the problem. I only got my pass plus a booth buddy's pass.
Yeah.
Let's get into the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Simon Kinberg, longtime producer of all of the X-Men movies on the Fox side of things, also including Fantastic Four, is supposedly up for the director's chair of the next X-Men movie.
Okay.
But, I don't know. He's never directed anything before. I have no faith in him. He's so quick to distance himself from things he was involved with. Supposedly, he had picked up...
Much like you and your ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, whatever. Supposedly, he had picked up a lot of reshoots on the Fantastic Four movie that is absolute garbage. I have no faith in this.
The 1994?
No, the 2015 one, which is truly awful. But I have no faith in this, and I hope it's not true.
Way to be positive.
Speaking of a shuffling of Fox people,
yes.
Apparently the writers from the first Deadpool movie are out.
What, the Fox?
I feel like you're not actually that surprised. You just wanted to use a pun.
I did.
In a normal circumstance, I might say no! But actually, I'm okay with this.
Okay.
The replacement is Drew Goddard, If you don't know the name, he is the guy who was the showrunner for the first season of Daredevil. He had to leave to go produce a Sony Spider-Man Sinister Six movie that never happened. But he is also the director of and co-writer of Cabin in the Woods. He was the writer on Cloverfield, and he got his first break writing for Buffy and Angel. Yeah, Drew Goddard, he's a really good writer. So when they were like, these guys are out, Goddard's in, I'm like, oh, okay, I like him.
Man, has that movie run into more problems, though?
Everything in Fox has run into a million problems.
We all know how you feel about Fox.
More Fox news?
Oh, jeez.
That's not bad, it's just more of a statement.
Okay.
No uncredit scene for Logan. You don't need to wait, apparently.
Does that mean you're going to wait anyway?
Might, just in case.
Yeah, good idea.
Do you remember how I said Batman had a director, and then Batman didn't have a director?
Let me guess, as the director again.
The same guy.
Oh, wow.
Matt Reeves was in. Then Matt Reeves was out. And Matt Reeves back in it again. But Matt Reeves, director of War of the Planet of the Apes, and one of the other Apes movies, I mixed their names up. Dawn or the other one, I don't know. The most recent one.
Okay.
He's back in it.
Good for him.
Doesn't seem like a good thing. Like, if you're going in, like,
Okay, not so good for him.
If you're trying to court a director and you're like, do this, he's like, no. You're like, pretty please? He goes, okay.
I suppose I'll do it.
It doesn't seem like a good dynamic.
No.
We'll see what happens. I actually, this back and forth, like, if they got a different name, I'd feel better about it. But the fact that it publicly came out that this director was like, I'm not going to work with you and what your agenda is, that's not great. But speaking of DC news that made me excited,
Ooh!
we're going to get a movie all about Dick.
Dick Tracy?
Dick Grayson.
Uh,
We're getting a Nightwing solo movie. It's going to be done by the Batman Lego director Chris McKay.
is it going to be Dick Grayson in Lego form or like a live action?
No, this is going to be part of the DCEU.
Ooh, the extended, extended universe. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Yeah, this is a legit thing.
And your thoughts and feelings?
Good! I want this. I love Nightwing.
All right, well, hopefully they don't screw this up too.
And I looked this up online. I am certainly not the first one to recommend this.
Looking up Dick online?
Yes, looking up Dick online. If I had a preference to make, I'm going to show you some images, and I'll cut around this to make it seem like it happened instantaneously. If I had a choice for Nightwing, I would say Matt Bomer. Dick Grayson's supposed to be like the prettiest man in the DC universe, and Matt Bomer.
He's a good looking dude.
But I looked that up online, and I'm like, am I the first person to think about Matt Bomer as Nightwing? I'm like, nope, I'm about the last person to think about it.
Oh, well.
More thought about it, and it would, yeah. Prettiest man in the DC universe, I say cast Matt Bomer, but who the hell knows? Patrick Stewart.
I love Patrick Stewart.
You're aware of him?
I am. I've heard of him.
After
he follows me on Twitter.
Does he?
No, he doesn't.
I was going to say, good for you.
I wish he did.
He is out. He's all done playing Xavier. After the Logan premiere, he thought it reached kind of an emotional climax and said, you know what? This is my last one. I'm all done.
Well, he is getting up there in age, too.
Which might play into the theory that he doesn't die in this.
I've heard conflicting theories. We'll find out soon enough.
My theory is he dies. But we'll see. I might be wrong.
I think he doesn't die. I think that Logan maybe gets a happy ending.
Logan might get a happy ending, but Xavier dies.
Oh.
And not just a massage. Sad news of the week, Bill Paxton has passed away.
Yeah, that's a real bummer.
It is. God, I guess we can't mistake Bill Paxton for Bill Pullman ever again.
That happened in a meme this week.
I'm sure it did. My first reaction when I saw that was like, oh, God damn it, you know what's going to happen? Every single person is going to go, game over, man! Game over!
And guess what they did?
They did that.
They did that and they did the weird science thing, too.
Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I liked his work. He was a good guy.
Yeah, and
And
there was a really cool tribute paid to him by Midwest Storm Watchers. They all pinged their location, and they were able to spell out his initials over Kansas.
good on them. He passed away due to complications and post-surgery. Which, any death, celebrity, whoever the hell, like, if it's a death that isn't your fault and you die prematurely young, that always sucks.
Yes.
Beloved director, actor.
Really, generally, a lot of people...
Seemed to be a guy who just worked and, like, kept his head down.
He worked, and everyone really called him. He was generally the nicest guy in Hollywood. So...
In connection with that, we watched an Alien Covenant preview video that's supposedly not going to take place in the movie at all.
makes no sense. But I mean, the
He's
video itself
aliens.
is. Well, no. I'm saying like why they wouldn't put it in the movie, like give you a taster scene.
A taster scene?
I don't know, taster, teaser. It's like
teaser, no taster.
Oh, like a little taste. Like this is what could be yours.
A song.
Yes, exactly.
This bummed me out a little bit because this is a busy summer for pop culture movies, and I'm already relegated to the fact that I am not going to see Alien Covenant in theaters, and I went, crap, that looks good.
You still might be able to go see it in theaters.
So many movies we have to see this summer. We had to put a cap on it.
You can expense it to the business.
Yeah, and then I'll go out of business if I go see every damn movie that comes out this summer.
You're going to see every movie.
I'm not going to see it this summer, but damn, it looks good.
I feel like that'd be a movie that, like, surround sound in the theater will generate more visceral reaction than watching it in your home.
I did not like Prometheus. I watched it. It was absolute garbage. But the scene that was cut, that reminds me so much of what I loved about Alien, what I loved about Aliens. Just this kind of low-budget camaraderie. These guys who are together on this ship who might not quite mesh together, but they're just stuck, and it works, and it's... But yeah, if you want to go look up, there's an Alien Covenant video. It's like a 5-minute prologue. It's
called The Last Supper.
It looks good. Damn, it looks good. And what, last movie Ridley Scott did was The Martian? That was an amazing movie.
I love The Martian.
The Martian is so good.
Matt Damon was awesome in that.
Comparatively, like, to Prometheus, which he did, which is complete garbage.
You've said that once or twice on this show.
I don't like Prometheus. I watched it. It's no good.
But now we know how you feel.
Because my feelings always are so subtle.
You have like 3 feelings. Anger, spite, and drunk.
So is there a good emotion in there? Drunk. Okay. We've agreed. Let's do a little bit of comic book news. Batch H. One image has been revealed.
Ooh, you showed me this image.
Yeah, so currently right now in the Marvel Universe, the Hulk and Wolverine are dead. So there's been an image released by Axel Alonso, current editor-in-chief of Marvel, that shows the Hulk in a test tube with Wolverine's claws. Hulkverine!
What about Wolverhulk?
Sounds worse.
Hulkverine, is that a name that you came up with, or is that they're floating around?
No, I didn't come up with it.
What about Logan Banner?
Crappy, terrible, no good. But that's a neat thing. It seems super 90s. It's like ultimately extreme, but damn it, I want to see what's going on there.
Well, he has claws.
I like the
Hulk with adamantium?
I like the two of them, so screw it. Go with it. Kong!
Roar, baby, roar!
Kong Skull Island had its final trailer released, even though the movie comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yes. And it looks badass. We were tweeted this week the over-under of how many times you watched it. And it was at 10. And I said over. Way over.
Bitch, ain't nobody got time for that. I got a job to do.
You've watched it like 11, 12 times.
Twice, including the time we watched it together tonight.
Dude, you're kidding me. You've not watched it just once prior to me coming over tonight.
I only watched it once. What's the point of doing a breakdown if the movie's coming out in 2 weeks?
Because I've watched it like 5 times. Because he kicks everything's ass in that trailer.
He punches so many dinosaurs. So one thing that I didn't know, so we watched it together tonight.
Yeah.
We see Kong fighting an octopus. I'm like, it's just like when Kong fought an octopus in King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yes.
When they were fighting over a stash to get high.
Yes, they were.
That's the best. Then we see him beating some kind of faux dinosaur.
With a tree.
And he did that. Oh, well, he didn't do that. But his little baby boy did it in Son of Kong. He beat a dinosaur with a tree, just like that.
In Kong vs. Godzilla, he shoves a tree into Godzilla's mouth.
That's true.
And then Godzilla shoots it back out at him on fire.
This movie looks so good. I'm so excited about it. I love having Kong back in the popular culture lexicon. There's never been more Kong coming out that's coming out right now. So we got a Kong movie. There's a Kong comic. There's a Kickstarter right now for a sequel to a Kong book that came out in 2005. There's never been more Kong than there is right now, and it's so good.
You're so happy.
Yeah, why not? Something I love is just out there. I guess we're moving on.
To Jared's Reading Corner.
To Jared's Reading Corner.
I beat you to the punch again.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
This week, in honor of Logan coming out this week, we are talking Old Man Logan.
Yes, Old Man Logan, written by Mark Miller.
Millar.
Mark Millar. What else did he write that I read?
This is the second combination you have read from this writer-artist combo.
Civil War?
Civil War.
Ah, yeah, all right.
I'd like you to take a peek at my notes and see how much I wrote down.
Nothing.
I wrote down the title.
You made it really far into your notes there, buddy.
Like I reread the book. I would like to recap how this came out, though, for me.
Okay.
Because I read this book when it was happening. Because I read this book when it was coming out. And when I was in college, and I'm sure I mentioned it, I spent a lot of money on comics in college. Every week I was spending $80 to $100, $120 maybe. I would like to find a customer like me. When Old Man Logan came out, this isn't anything special. This was just part of the regular Wolverine series. And at the time, I think there were 2 Wolverine series. But this one, I was just going along reading the book. Wolverine, perfectly serviceable book. But then Old Man Logan starts up kind of out of nowhere. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't really remember any marketing happening around the time. And this just started up. And when the first issue hit, that's when the internet kind of exploded with what was happening. In terms of talking about this, I'm just going to say full spoilers because this has been out for almost a decade. If you haven't read it, you should, because we're not going to cover, obviously, every detail of it, but damn, it's a good book.
Yeah. Do you just want to dive into it?
Yeah, go on.
All right, well, it opens up and we get...
You are the Jared of the Reading Corner.
I am the Jared of the Reading Corner.
So read this corner.
Well, we kind of it opens up with kind of a splash page of nobody knows what happened, but you see Wolverine's pretty much buck naked walking up a hill.
You know this happened, and we cut to the future, and
Yes.
He's living on a farm.
In a dust bowl.
Yep, he has a family, he has a wife, a couple of kids. They have really crappy video game systems. He has a Game Boy Advance and an Xbox Generation 1.
Yes. That's way back in the
Weird
day.
things to have.
But he also has kids. I thought it was interesting. One of his kids' names was Scott.
Got some respect for Scott. What I kind of love about this, though, is even though this is supposed to be a future timeline, it's very much a time capsule of comics that were coming out at the time. We're going to see flashbacks, and they're all going to be comics that were of that era when this came out. This came out in 2008, so we'll see, all the Astonishing X-Men comics. We'll see Captain America, who isn't Steve Rogers. We're going to see Bucky Barnes' Captain America. They'll never address them by name. But if you go read this, essentially, it's almost been 10 years since this came out. You're going to kind of bring yourself back to a time capsule of a really good age of Marvel Comics.
So, anyway, we're in the future, right?
Yeah, 50-odd years in the future.
And Logan has a family, and he's refusing to go by the name Wolverine. So there's some mystery. Why is he not wanting to be Wolverine?
He is only Logan.
He is only Logan, but we also know that... or did they already mention that the bad guys had won yet? I'm trying to remember if they said that right in the first page. Oh, yeah, right in the first page. All we know is,
the
all
villains
superheroes
have won. Superheroes are on the outs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be in real life, whenever this bubble bursts in the movie world.
Yeah, so it's
Hasn't happened yet, baby. We are still riding high.
Very, very dystopian. And anyway,
this is the Mad Max of Marvel Comics.
And we meet the Banners.
Yep. So Wolverine is working on a farm, essentially in the Dust Bowl, and the grandchildren of Bruce Banner roll up in the Fantasticar. Except they have spray painted it, and they're a bunch of inbred rednecks. We'll find out later that Bruce Banner, the Hulk, continued his bloodline by mating with his cousin, Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. And She-Hulk came about her powers by having a blood transfusion from Bruce. So there's a lot of weird incest in here, and these are all your stereotypical rednecks with teeth pointing in weird directions, and
yeah.
It's not good.
I like the guy with the hat that says green neck instead of redneck. That's kind of cool. So anyway,
cool.
Well, I think it's subtly fun.
Okay, I'll go with fun. I won't go with cool.
They want to call him Wolverine. He's like, no, my name is Logan.
And basically, Logan lives out in an area where the Hulk is a landlord and he owes rent.
Yes.
And we see that he wants to physically damage the Hulk's grandchildren, but he has taken some kind of
He's a pacifist.
Yeah, he refuses to pop his claws. He refuses any kind of level of violence.
But this one page, it looks like he is willing to, but he's channeling it deep inside.
He fantasizes.
This is a strange fantasy, to be cutting a man in half.
What do you fantasize about?
Not cutting people in half. That's a very veiny arm, by the way. Just gonna say.
They're Hulk boys.
Yeah, well. And then they fly off, and then he gets a visitor in the middle of the night. It's Hawkeye.
Hot guy?
Hawkeye.
Hot guy?
Hawkeye.
Okay, hot guy?
Not Dick. But he has a proposition, kind of a business proposition for Logan.
He's like, I need some muscle to protect me while I go deliver a mysterious package across the country. You want to come with?
And Logan's like, well...
Not overly.
Not really. And then he's like, I'll give you a lot of money. And then Logan's like...
I'll do it, but I won't kill anyone to do it.
Fair enough.
And they get the spider buggy.
Yes, this thing
or the Spider-Mobile, so that's what you call it. So, funny side story about this. The Spider-Mobile was... I forget what toy company it was. But there was a toy company that went to Marvel that, like, we want to make a spider toy. We're going to make a spider car, or a Spider-Mobile, or a spider buggy, or whatever you want to call it. And you need to incorporate it into your comics, because this is the thing that we're doing.
Yes.
And then it was just this stupid product placement, because why does Spider-Man need a car? That would hinder everything he does.
Why not? Anyway, I love this splash page that gives you like an idea
of the world
of the world that they're living in. And America has been split up amongst the villains. So you have Hulkland, which used to belong to Abomination.
Yeah, Abomination's dead,
yes.
Apparently.
Kingdom of the Kingpin, formerly domain of Magneto, which we find out that the Kingpin killed Magneto.
This isn't even the Kingpin that we know.
It's a different Kingpin. There's like the giant middle of the country, which really doesn't have like a name.
No.
Then you have Doctor Doom, Doom's Lair, Osborn City, which makes me believe like this area here, like Michigan and like Ohio. And then you have the President's Quarters, like the entire eastern seaboard.
Where we live.
Yeah. But it's very Mad Maxian.
Yeah, this, very much what this book is. This is a cross-country book. Like, Hawkeye gets Wolverine, and Hawkeye's driving the spider buggy.
Off a cliff.
Because why not?
Because it could do it.
Because it's a spider buggy.
Fair enough. So they make it to San Francisco, and well, San Francisco is partially underground because, well, there are these
Moloids
that eat the earth.
Moloids are the underlings of Mole Man, who originated in Fantastic Four Volume 1, Number 1. It is literally the original Marvel villain when the Marvel Age of Comics came around with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. But Wolverine and Hawkeye work their way through the Moloids. They work their way through some other assorted characters. Because Hawkeye is shooting based on sound. Hawkeye is kind of Daredevil now.
Oh, yeah. Because he then just, like, Logan refuses to fight back. There's some Hell Riders that show up. And then Hawkeye is just like, keep talking. And he shoots one of them in the face. Right in the face.
And he keeps on asking Logan, like, why don't you fight? Why don't you fight? We keep getting these, like, quick flashbacks of Wolverine standing over a body of villains. And he refuses to say. He's like, I'll never tell. Side note, he's going to tell not that far from now.
Yeah. But he's like, they broke me, and it's sad. And he's just very different. So they get to Las Vegas, which they call Hammer Falls.
Why do they call it Hammer Falls?
Because that's where Thor's hammer fell. And they run into Ultron.
Well, a version of Ultron.
Yes. Not the Ultron.
Well, he's a Ultron. He's one of many Ultrons. Ultron has been born and died and born and died and died and died and died and born. But he's like, hey, Hawkeye. Hey, Hawk Guy. Your wife is over here.
And he's like, oh, my third wife, actually.
Yeah.
And apparently his daughter has been caught by the Kingpin.
So, also, Hawkeye apparently likes him young. Because he hooked up with Peter Parker's daughter.
He did. And they had a kid.
So, Peter Parker younger than Hawkeye. And then Hawkeye hooked up with his daughter. So, creepy.
So they have to go and save his daughter. And two other people who are posing as superheroes or trying to become superheroes. I believe we had Daredevil and we had...
Punisher?
I think so.
Yeah, Daredevil and the Punisher. Let's say them.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because they get eaten by velociraptors.
Yeah. I love dinosaurs in this book. One of my favorite things in the world, dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's not much in this except for, well, there they are getting eaten by dinosaurs in front of a crowd of people.
Look, I promise you, in this world while you're alive, I will pitch a comic book story. And I promise you, in that story, there will be dinosaurs.
Will they eat people?
God, I hope so. I want just dinosaurs in space. That will be my pitch.
So, anyways, they find where Hawkeye's daughter is, and they concoct a plan to drive the Spider-Mobile across the building into the other building.
It's a fair plan.
They free her daughter, or his daughter, and she decapitates the Kingpin with a rifle.
And the Kingpin's guy, we have no idea who this guy is.
Well, he's not in here very much. He kind of looks like a discount Terry Crews. But I want to know how she's able to knock his head off cleanly with this rifle, the shotgun.
She's very strong.
Well,
she has a sweet buy and a try.
That being said, she then proceeds to turn on her father. So now all of a sudden he has to step up, and he drives through the walls, and he's able to save Hawkeye. And Hawkeye is really upset. And anyway, she sends goons after him. I like flipping through the pages as we talk about it. I love this where they fall into like a pit, and somehow Hawkeye doesn't die, but they're like surrounded by moloids who are just afraid of light. But we fast forward to like Zach's favorite part, the dinosaurs chasing them across the plains of Wyoming.
So all these dinosaurs got imported from the Savage Land, which is a part of Antarctica where time kind of stood still. Hawkeye's like, hey man, what have you? He's like, alright, sit down, I'll tell you in the next issue.
So we get to it, and apparently as soon as the bad guys, the villains,
spoilers.
Yeah, big spoilers. As soon as the villains start like attacking, and they're attacking everything. They're attacking Wakanda, they're attacking New York, Washington.
The short version is the villains all supposedly decided to organize and attack simultaneously.
So, as they're attacking, Wolverine is now all of a sudden surrounded by, it looks like Dr. Octopus,
Silver Samurai, Blob,
Bullseye,
did
I say Dr. Octopus?
You already said Crusher Creel.
Oh, I saw
the
Sabretooth was in there too.
Yep, so basically
the Green Goblin's there.
A huge mass of villains is attacking the Xavier Institute, and Wolverine steps into action, and he starts murdering everybody.
Oh, kills everybody.
Heads are being lopped. Hearts are being stabbed. Feelings, to say the least, have been hurt, to be repaired another day.
Yes. But throughout all this, he's calling out the other X-Men and asking, where is everybody?
And then,
well,
the question is asked, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're a friend. And it turns out Wolverine has been killing all of the X-Men who are being not defenseless, but just not really fighting back against him because he's their friend.
And they can't stand a chance against him.
Which is kind of a... If he started killing, like, one person, two people, like, okay, time to take him down. Like, they're like, oh, all of the X-Men pulled their punches. Like, would they? Would anyone pull their punches if you just started massacring everyone indiscriminately? Would anyone pull their punches?
No, like, somebody just snapped and started, like, Wolverine started going crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of a crap excuse, but
Mysterio's behind it.
Yeah, so it turns out that Mysterio, the kind of C-grade Spider-Man villain, put this vision inside of Wolverine's head, and for penance, he sticks his head underneath the train track.
And, well, it doesn't kill him. But he said it hurt, and sometimes that's enough.
This is a dark, dark story.
Yes, it's not very bright.
Well, the sparks crushing his metal skull are bright.
That's very sharp and bright. So,
and he shares a tear because he is a womanish man.
Well, I'm sure you'd be sad too if you killed all of your friends. All four of us. So, anyway, they're being chased by a dinosaur who just happens to be caught up by the symbiont, but they're saved at the last minute by Black Bolt, and they're teleported.
And the White Queen, Emma Frost, who is looking as sultry as ever, Because she has projected the image that she is still like in her 20s when she's really an old.
Yeah, well, good for her. Really, this is the only time we see Doctor Doom in this. He's in here for like 2 panels. So anyway, they make it all the way up to the capital city, which is now called, what is it called? Oh, New Babylon. So anyway, we kind of find out as they're driving by Mount Rushmore that the new leader of the United States is Red Skull. So we figured out now what Hawkeye was trying to deliver. This whole time they were carrying 99 vials of super serum to try and restart the Avengers.
Super Soldier Serum.
Super Soldier Serum. Problem with this is they actually walk right into a shield sting, and Logan gets shot about 1,000 times.
Well, Hawkeye only gets shot once and it's fine.
In the chest, and then says, do your worst, and they shoot him in the head. That's a pretty good way to say, I'm going to do your worst. So the last issue opens up with the Capitol in flame and ruins.
This is a flashback. So
it's a flashback.
What I love about this is, maybe one day, and I hope we actually get around to it, is we see Bucky Barnes, Captain America, who Red Skull is standing over and be like, I've defeated you. I love Bucky as Cap. Bucky is, in my world, the best Captain America.
Yes.
Just, I read it at the time, and Ed Brubaker's run is so damn good. But Red Skull kills him, and he adopts the Captain America guise, and he's wearing it over himself, and it doesn't quite fit right, and it's creepy, and it's awful. And he has a trophy room, which mirrors Peter David's Hulk The End book, but the Hulk The End book, where the Hulk, big old bearded Hulk, he has a trophy room that mirrors exactly what this version of Red Skull has.
So Red Skull's in here admiring his trophies, and they bring the 2 corpses into him. And they're like, there's a problem with this corpse. And I love that line. Of course there is, these little bullet holes.
Yeah, there's a problem with this corpse. It's Wolverine, and he heals a bunch. They're like, oh no!
And then Wolverine grabs the shield.
Which shield?
Captain America's shield.
Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Well, no. Logan throws this mighty shield through Red Skull's neck and decapitates him.
Oh, so he doesn't have to yield?
Oh, no. I think Red Skull yielded his life.
So Wolverine grabs a bunch of cash, goes back home. He's like, all right.
But you know how he gets back home? In the Iron Man suit.
He grabs the Extremis armor. He's like, all right, time to go home. Extremis armor burns out. He's like, starts hoofing it, makes it home. He's like, all right, I have all the cash I need to pay the Hulk rent.
And the Hulk's like, oh, we were bored, so we came and killed your family.
Yeah.
Very Luke Skywalker-ish.
And that's when Wolverine finally pops his claws.
I love the splash page. It's
Little
shink. And then he just goes and murders the Hulk family.
Essentially. Because they didn't even bury the bodies.
No, they just left them there. But then he runs into old Brucey Bruce.
You're really skipping over a bunch of stuff. He murders all of the inbred Hulk kids.
Yes.
Like, he eats their faces. He stabs them through the brain.
Oh, he goes... It's very violent.
This becomes like a horror book. Like, the way he kills all of these Hulk kids is brutal and violent.
Tapes a bomb to one of their mouths.
Oh, it's nasty. And then he finds Bruce.
And Bruce looking like an old man. They fight. Bruce is looking forward to it. He uses cows as weapons.
Throw a cow at him. But the Hulk eats Wolverine.
Yeah, just eats him.
He's like, you a tasty morsel, bitch.
I don't know how he got around the adamantium. Guess what? That's not good, though, if the person you eat has healing powers.
Yeah, he ain't. He gets a tummy ache. And he's dead.
Oh, yeah. Very dead.
So, Old Man Logan takes his youngest grandchild to raise as his own, and that will become a plot point later, like, right now in the comics.
Yes. I also like the line, he's like, give me your pants, boots, and shirt if you want to live a little longer. Apparently when you get eaten and you're in the stomach of a Hulk, you lose your clothing.
This book holds up.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. As like fun as it can be with like multiple people just getting sliced up, eaten by velociraptors, and dystopian comic future where everyone dies.
In my eyes, this is the second best solo Wolverine story. The best being the Chris Claremont, Frank Miller book. Number 2 being this. This is almost as good as it gets. This is a great book. I love it. Read it. If you haven't read it. And also, if you want to continue with this character, go read the current Old Man Logan comic. It's going to be ending soonish. I don't remember the last issue it's going to do, but I think he got like 4 graphic novels out on it. It's good.
Is this in his
really
quest
good.
for peace that he leaves on at the end of this one?
He hops over to the main Marvel universe.
It was good. Well written. Lots of action.
Mark Millar.
Tons of violence. There it is. What do we go on to?
Letters to the editors.
All right.
Lot of questions, number one. Damn few answers.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Make it so.
Oscars for comic book movies. So what I ended up doing is I broke it down into a list of movies that at least have a comic book tie-in. So movies like Star Trek Beyond, Independence Day, Ghostbusters, those all have had comic book tie-ins to at least an extent, so they count for this list.
Yes.
So, God, we should have coordinated this. We didn't.
We didn't.
really care.
All right.
So, the movies we're going to be considering: Deadpool, Batman v Superman, Captain America Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, Ghostbusters, Independence Day Resurgence, Star Trek Beyond, Suicide Squad, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Doctor Strange, and Star Wars Rogue One.
Okay. Best screenplay? Best screenplay? I'm going to go with Civil War.
Everything is flawed, honestly.
Well,
Best screenplay? I'll say Deadpool.
Deadpool? Okay. Best cinematography?
I'll say Civil War on cinematography.
I'm going to go with Star Trek Beyond.
I can't really argue with that. It's a great choice.
Thank you.
Best costumes? Doctor Strange is my choice.
I would concur. Doctor Strange. Absolutely. Best director?
I go Civil War.
Okay, I can get behind Civil War. I was going to say Ghostbusters just to give Ivan Reitman some
Did
love.
you actually see Ivan Reitman to direct this Ghostbusters?
Oh, you're talking about the new Ghostbusters?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
They came out
oh,
we're doing
okay.
Oscars. Ask me once they came out this year.
Okay.
Old
I think we're like doing it all the
Ghostbusters.
time. All right, best supporting actress.
Scarlett Johansson, Civil War.
Oh, absolutely, I would agree there.
But I am a little bit torn to not do Star Trek with actresses whose name I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Oh, the who played the alien?
Yeah,
The
she was
alien.
good.
Yeah,
She
okay.
was great.
Best supporting actor.
Downey Jr. Iron Man in Civil War.
He almost would be almost like a lead actor though in that movie. I'm gonna go with the guy who plays Chekhov.
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
You get a kind of a in memoriam. Best editing.
Star Trek Beyond.
I like the editing. I'm gonna go Doctor Strange.
I'll take it.
Best makeup. Suicide Squad did win for best makeup, by the way.
Boy, I was gonna say Star Trek Beyond again because I was thinking about some of the aliens that they had there, like especially the girl that had the device hitting like in the back of her head.
What about Deadpool for best makeup? There really only was one character and he was in a costume most of the time. Best makeup?
I'll still say Star Trek.
Star Trek,
Beyond.
yeah. There we go.
Best.
Best score? Star Trek Beyond. I
Um,
love this. I love that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna Rogue One. I like the soundtrack from Rogue One. I just La La Land. My Oscar right there.
Rogue One was good for, I don't know, impersonation soundtrack, but that's all it is to me. So I'm gonna go with the one that feels a little more original. Star Trek relied too heavily on pop culture.
I mean Suicide Squad.
So yeah, the Suicide Squad that definitely doesn't even touch it. Doctor Strange for score.
Okay.
Because so many of the other movies are relying on either pop culture or things that came before, like in Star Wars.
All right. Best actress.
Best actress is going to have to go to Felicity Jones in Rogue One.
I would agree, hands down.
Because we really don't have a lot of other choices.
Well,
on
no,
this
I think
list.
that she was the best. Best actor. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
I don't know. The accent weirded me out.
Well, I thought it was good.
Boy, I'll give that a coin toss between Ryan Reynolds and
Deadpool. Okay.
Chris Evans.
And what's your best picture?
Civil War.
Yeah, I would agree. Civil War. With Star Trek Beyond right behind.
Ninja Turtles gets nothing.
Neither did Suicide Squad, Independence Day, Ghostbusters, Apocalypse, or Batman v Superman.
In all fairness, I didn't see 2 of those movies.
There you go. There are our comic book Oscars for the year.
I just saw Arrival.
How was that?
The beginning bugged me a lot. Just more filmmaking cliches than like what I consider real cliches.
Okay.
Like there's like, oh, we have to have an emotional scene, so we're gonna shoot this stuff handheld. And like, yep.
Was it good
Oh,
overall?
I loved it, but
Do you recommend it?
yeah, there's like some tracking shots at the beginning that really bugged me. I'm like, yeah, okay, good on you.
All right.
Wait, you know how to move a camera? Great.
there it is. All right. Well, where can we find you this weekend in Hanover, Mass?
Yeah. But normally you can find me at editorsnotecomics.com on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Hey, I'm working on my thumbnail game.
You are. Your thumbnail game is strong right now.
Patreon. But please, if you get the chance, the show is growing slowly but steadily. If you can review us over on iTunes, rate, review, subscribe, and buy things from my store.
There you go. Go to Hanover to the, what's the name of the con?
Northeast Comic Con, that's right. Yeah.
Free parking.
Woo!
If for no other reason, there's free parking. Excellent. Well, have fun in Hanover this weekend.
You're on Twitter.
I am on Twitter, @JuniorRich.
Sometimes people tweet at you.
I've done a good job of responding this week. We had a little banter back and forth.
We'll be back next week for episode 50. We'll be back next week. Next week, we are going to review Logan.
I'm so excited. First big movie of the year.
I guess it is. I want to watch Get Out, but I'll wait till Redbox.
There it is.
Everything I've heard about it sounds really great. But that has nothing to do with this show. We'll be back next week for Logan.
Goodbye, everybody.